You know, and we all have our 15 minutes of fame, and I'd like to take a couple of my 15 minutes to talk about the rights and the wrongs in the world of professional wrestling.
And it is for the WWE Championship.
This match is for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship.
The World Heavyweight Championship.
The match and new NWA Heavyweight Champion of the world.
We appreciate you guys coming out and taking your time to support women's wrestling in America.
This match is for the AWA World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship.
Anyways, Lana, if you can wrestle as good as you run your mouth, why don't you put your championship on the line against me? You never gave my aunt a shot.
What do you think about that, fans?
Well, I think we accept.
What? What did you say, dear? What did you say?
I said we accept now.
She said she accepts.
It is the WoW episode review number 8. It is still moving along. I think there's about 3 more episodes before the entire second season, if you want to call it that. It comes to an end, and we have some more episodes to review. Although there is no match this week. First off, let me say I am behind. I had a bit of a cold. I don't know if you can tell in my voice, so I lost it, and I really couldn't speak. And it was kind of fortunate that it came down on me this week of all weeks because there was no match posted. There was video. Let's clarify. They didn't miss a week. It wasn't any fluke or anything like that. They had video. They released bonus content. I think 3 different episodes of bonus content, and they released the new episode of the quote main show, but there was nothing of real consequence there for me to say, hey, you got to go see this and that. So this is probably going to be pretty short because all of this was essentially the same thing. I don't know why they chopped it up, really, and I don't know why it got chopped up into essentially 4 different videos. But you have bonus content number 15, 16, and 17, which is essentially the championship on the line, who is Spike and Stars and Spikes. Let's start with the championship on the line. Essentially, is there to set up why this match is about to take place. The match that is going to take place is Lana Star, the WoW champion, WoW World Champion. The one that they parade as being the longest reigning champion in wrestling because she held the title since 2002 up until 2016 on their TV logic, which is a little bit of a stretch, but hey, it's the WoW universe, and we'll let that slide. But in any case, this entire incident takes place during the Princess Jasmine Awards. I talked about that in the last podcast where they were giving the Trailblazer Award. Well, they gave it to Thug, Peggy Lee Leather. Now, I don't know how this award has existed prior to this, if it existed at all. But in either case, as they're presenting the award, Lana Star and her assistant Kitty decide to interrupt and talk some trash, and you don't deserve this award, blah blah blah. The same stuff that any heel would do. But I guess I skipped a little bit there because all of these clips run together. Spike, who is better known as Hudson Envy, who's wrestled in Japan recently. Most recently, I think she's actually injured right now. Last I read, she hurt her knee. So she's recovering, and I'm talking about present day. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go back to the WoW episode. So Spike is sitting in the audience, and David McClain, as he was talking to Thug, says, "Hey, and your niece is out in the audience too." And so the camera goes to her. She waves, acknowledges the crowd. That is when, Lana Star and Kitty come in and they start berating Thug. And then that, of course, gets Spike into the ring. And then she, essentially comes there to the defense of her aunt. And we're talking aunt in storyline mode. So they're trading verbal shots back and forth. The last thing being is that Spike said, if you run your mouth as well as you wrestle, you give me a shot. And of course, within the verbal back and forth, they slip in the fact that, well, I've been training to be a wrestler, for some years and this and that. So it's not just a case of just the fan or the family member in the audience getting a shot. They did work in the fact that she is a wrestler and she is trained, assumably for legality's sake, because I don't think they want to make it look like a fan just decided to pop up into the ring. So she issues this challenge. And Kitty, the assistant, says, we accept. Just blurts it out. Just jumps in front of Lana and does that. Now, what I didn't understand is why is Kitty accepting this title match for her? And, she's the assistant, which is what Lana says. Like, what? So what are you talking about? She's my assistant. Now, they cut all that part out. She says it on another clip. They show her saying that. But for whatever reason, David McClain, the matchmaker here, just like, all right, the match is there. She accepted. I don't know how that works legally, that, your assistant can just pop in and, hey, we're going to take this match on. First off, I'm not even sure why Lana Star was out, because they portrayed it like she was already sitting at ringside. And you got to remember, these episodes are fairly short. It's not as if we saw Lana Star walk out to ringside, then sit down and say, hey, I'm just going to sit here and watch the awards or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure there's a portion of this that is cut out because they've trimmed the season 2 for this digital release to its bare bones. So we have to skip all that. We'll just assume that Lana was out there because she thought she was going to get the award. That makes sense. It makes sense for me, so I'll go with that. So Kitty accepts on Lana's behalf. We find out later Lana's upset about that. And that's it. That is the award show shock. I've basically given you the entirety of all 4 of these clips. Again, 3 clips of bonus content, championship on the line, Who is Spike, and Stars and Spikes. Of course, Who is Spike is a behind-the-scenes look at Spike, where she sits down and explains her story, talks about being rejected by her mom and her stepfather, and asked, where was Thug when I needed her? And I'm not sure what that's about. Why they worked that in. Like, where was my aunt when she was in Canada and, in Mexico and traveling across the U.S. and the world? I was in foster homes and this and that. Because it almost made it sound like she was bitter towards her aunt. So I don't know what that part was about. If I was guessing and if this was something going long term, I would assume that she's going to turn on her or something like that. So I don't know what that was in there for, but it's there. Outside of that, that's it. There's really nothing else. I can't even really grade this. I've been grading all of the matches up until this point, but there's no match. This is just all set up for the following week. If I had to grade it just on production, the production is fine and everything looks great. You gotta give it an A for that. The camera work, the video and all that stuff. If I had to deduct anything or if I had to criticize anything, I just do not, for the life of me, understand why they didn't just include this in one big video and be done with it, opposed to cutting it up into 4. There was absolutely no reason to cut it up. At least 2. They could have just did the championship spot, the Jasmine Award and the championship spot. She accepted the thing all in one video. And then do the behind-the-scenes stuff where Lana's talking trash, doing her promo, and Spike is talking about who she is doing her promo. And that's it. That could have been done in 2 videos. I don't know what they're trying to save it for or why they're trying to keep it low or whatever the case may be. I guess they have some time frame that they're trying to achieve and say, hey, we want to keep it at 5 and 6 minutes or whatever the case. But that's just personal preference. I would like it just all in one shot. But that's it. That is it. That is all 4 episodes. That's the review. It gets an A for production. There's nothing else to grade on that. the next episode will be the match itself. So, and that will be coming in short order because I took so long to get this, which like I said, which no big deal because there's nothing really there to talk about. So that's it, folks. Be sure, if you are looking for your match fix, you can go on to our channel, the Women's Pro Wrestling Network, on YouTube. And you can look up various matches from various women of all walks of the wrestling industry. Dementia the Rose, Crazy Mary Dobson, Amanda Rodriguez, Amber Gallows, Pandora, Tiffany Rocks, Rock and Roll Roxy, Kiera Hogan, the Girl on Fire. I mean, that we got a bunch of them ready, and it's all ready to roll. All you got to do is go scan through the video section, click the video, get that thing going, and you are set. All with commentary, edited for your convenience, and each with a link to another great match. So, there's really nothing for you to have to worry about there. Of course, if you are somebody that likes to have your audio content, we got a ton of that as well. New interviews coming along the way, podcasts such as this. There's a ton of great content within the Women Pro Wrestling Network social media channels. Our YouTube channel, just scan Women's Pro Wrestling Network. Go to our website, WPNWrestling.com. Go to Facebook if you haven't followed us there, Women's Pro Wrestling Network also, and Twitter, WPN Wrestling. So you got a lot of places to catch us and a lot of things to get. Hopefully we get our shop up and ready so you can show your support that way with some t-shirts and some videos available for purchase and download. I can't wait to give you that. The production on that is still we're still working that out, but it is coming. So we are moving along, and I thank you guys for that. I thank everybody that has taken the time to either watch or listen to our stuff, because it is all because of you guys showing that there's an audience for it that we're able to do. And I really, really, truly appreciate that. So that's it. Make sure you check out the next episode. And I find that a lot of people listen to this, about as many people listen to this as that actually watch the shows. Surprise, surprise. So that's good for me. Anyway, next episode, we will be talking about WOW's championship match. The world champion Lana Star taking on Spike. And what is their longest match to date? I was legitimately surprised. So until then, folks, take care.
Thank you for listening to the WPN's Rights and Wrongs of Pro Wrestling. If you have questions or comments, please contact us via our Facebook or our YouTube channel at the Women's Pro Wrestling Network. If you're new to the WPN, feel free to subscribe to our channel and like our page. We appreciate your support. Thank you again for listening.